Hello students, so we have already completed our second chapter, that is physical and chemical changes. Okay, so today we will be looking at the question and answers. Okay, so in today's class I will be just describing you about the main concepts of the question and their answers. Okay, so all you have to do is that you have to write the answers in your own words. Okay, so first listen, I will be giving you how you have to write the answers. Okay, what are the main concepts that you have to use while writing the answer, and then you have to write your own answers. Okay, and you have to submit me whenever I ask you to do so. Okay, so the first question is MCQs. Okay, questions are of MCQs. So wait, so now the first question is permanent change is also known as. So what happen in permanent change, we cannot get back the original substance. That is, in permanent change a new substance is formed and we cannot get back the original substance. So that means permanent changes are irreversible. So we can say that permanent change is also known as irreversible change. Okay, again irreversible changes is also known as permanent change. Okay, irreversible changes are also known as permanent change. The change in which, question number 3, the change in which the products can be converted back into their original form is known as. So the changes in which there are products that we get can be converted into their original substance or original form. So these reactions are reversible reactions. Okay, so such changes are known as reversible change. A change which cannot be reversed even on reversing the cause. That means suppose we are heating a train. Okay, so if from heating any substance, if we are getting a new product, and even after we stop heating, if we cannot get back the original product, or if even after we start cooling it, if we cannot get back the original product, then such change is known as irreversible change or permanent change. So in question number 4, both B and C is correct. That is, they are irreversible change or permanent change. That is, both B and C are correct. A temporary change is what we know. A temporary change is always reversible change, and we all know that physical changes are reversible. Okay, so that means all reversible change and physical change are temporary. Therefore, the answer of 5 will be D. Okay, so now let's see question number 6. So the product formed when a substance is dissolved in a liquid is known as. So when a product is formed when a substance is dissolved in liquid, this product is known as solution. Okay, so when any solid substance or any substance is dissolved in a liquid, we always get a solution. Okay, so remember this thing, that when any substance is dissolved in a liquid, what we get? We always get a solution of the substance. Okay, so now turn the page and we have few more MCQs. So question number 7, the substances which are produced as a result of chemical change are known as products. Okay, so the substances which are produced as a result of chemical change are known as products. Curdling of milk is an example of. Curdling of milk means when my milk changes into curd. So this process is called curdling of milk. So we all know that once the milk changes into curd, we cannot get back the milk again. So that means this change is irreversible, and we all know that only chemical changes are irreversible. So the answer will be A, that is chemical change. Question number 9, a chemical reaction. In a chemical reaction, the substance or substances responsible for bringing about a chemical change are known as, means in a chemical reaction, the substance or substances responsible for bringing about a chemical change, that is, all those substances which will together bring the chemical change are known as reactants. Okay, so only if there will be reactants, we will get a chemical change. Okay, now chemical change is always, what we know, that chemical change is always permanent in nature. Okay, and chemical changes are permanent, it is not temporary. Okay, so these were the answers of the 10 MCQs that we have. So now we will be looking at the question number 2, that is fill in the blanks. Okay, so now let us look at question number 1. A dash change is temporary change. So what is a temporary change? So look at the words that are given here. So there are some words. Yes, here there is a list of words, and from this word you have to fill in the blanks. Okay, so what is a temporary change? A physical change is a temporary change. Okay, so for first question your answer will be physical. Again we know that dash substances are formed during a chemical change, and we know that new substances are formed during a chemical change. Is given out or absorbed during a chemical change, that is energy. Okay, for number 3, the word that will be used to fill the gap is energy. So energy is given out or absorbed during a chemical change. For question number 4, can cause rusting of iron. So in our last class we have seen that for rusting to occur, what we need? We need moist air. That is, for rusting to occur, what we need? We need moist air. Okay, so now question number 5, during crystallization the crystal separate out from the hot dash solution. So for crystallization to occur, we have already seen that we need hot saturated solution. Okay, now no new dash is formed during a physical substance. So no new substance is formed during a physical change. Okay, now question number 7, chemical name of washing soda. So chemical name of washing soda is sodium carbonate. Okay, so for question number 7 your answer is this, sodium carbonate. And chemical name of lime water. So chemical name of lime water is calcium hydroxide. Okay, so that we have already discussed during our class. Yes, when we were looking at the examples. When carbon dioxide gas is passed through lime water, it turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Okay, it turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate, and calcium formula of calcium carbonate is CaCO3. Okay, so this is calcium carbonate, and when carbon dioxide gas is passed through the lime water solution, the lime water turns milky because calcium carbonate is formed. Rusting can be prevented by oiling and galvanization. Okay, so oiling and galvanization. So these were the answers for your fill in the blanks. So the questions are very simple. Just if you have paid attention during the class, you can easily write the answers even if you don't search for the answers in the book. Okay, so if you have studied properly, or if you have attended the class with your full concentration, then I think you can easily do this. Now the statement given below are incorrect, so write the correct statement. So digestion of food is a physical sense, so this is completely wrong. So what should be in place of physical? So in place of physical you have to write chemical. Okay, the digestion of food is a chemical change. Magnetization of steel is a chemical change, so this is again wrong. This is a physical change. So number 1 you have to cut physical and write chemical. For question number 2 you have to cut chemical and write physical. Okay, because digestion is a chemical change, magnetization of steel is a physical change. Rusting can be stopped by adding metals like aluminum and copper to iron. So this is again wrong, because rusting can be stopped by adding metals like chromium, nickel and zinc to iron. Okay, chromium or nickel or zinc. So your answer will be rusting can be stopped by adding metals like zinc, chromium and nickel to iron. Okay, number 4, crystallization is the process used to make impure substance from pure substance, so you have to change it. Okay, so the answer is crystallization is a process used to make pure substance, okay, from impure substance. That is, you have to write pure here and write impure here, okay. So you have to change the position. Okay, next question. Lime water turns milky in the presence of carbon dioxide gas due to the formation of, just now we have seen, not due to the formation of calcium sulfate, it is due to the formation of calcium carbonate. So in place of sulfate you have to write carbonate, okay. So now number 6, the reaction between magnesium and oxygen produces heat and sound energy. So this is wrong, heat and it should be light energy, okay. So because magnesium and the reaction between magnesium and oxygen is means the example where we saw burning of magnesium ribbon, okay. So magnesium ribbon has magnesium and when burning we add oxygen to it from air. So that is what we saw. We saw that it gives a bright light and we also get heat from the reaction. So now write true or false against statements given below, okay. So this is our next section, that is write true and false. So now cooking of rice is a physical change. So when we cook rice, what do we see? That once the rice is cooked, yes, we cannot reverse it again, okay. So once the rice is cooked, we cannot take back, even if you try to cool it or even if you try to freeze it, once the rice is cooked we cannot get back the raw rice. So this is false, because cooking of rice is a chemical process. Rusting of iron takes place in presence of moisture. This is true. Magnesium oxide reacts with water to form magnesium hydroxide, which is acidic in nature. Magnesium oxide reacts with water to form magnesium hydroxide. This is correct. But magnesium hydroxide is basic in nature, okay. So it is not acidic, it is basic. So this is also false, okay. So now question number 4, that is bread goes stale, a physical change takes place. So when bread goes stale, okay, so that means you keep a bread for very long period of time, you will see that a smell starts to come from it, okay. And only in chemical sense we get a new type of smell, okay. So if you look at the properties, there you will see that during chemical change a new kind of smell is obtained, okay. So this is a property of chemical change. So this is also false. A reddish deposit formed on the iron nail when placed in copper sulfate solution is of iron metal. The reddish deposit formed on an iron nail when placed in a copper sulfate solution is of iron metal. So this is false, because when we saw the reaction between copper sulfate solution and iron nail, the reddish or the brownish deposit that is present on the iron nail is due to copper metal, okay. So it is not due to the iron metal, it is due to copper metal, that is Cu, copper metal. So this is also false, okay. So I think we have some more questions. So true or false, yes. So now question number 6, the gas produced when washing soda reacts with dilute sulfuric acid is carbon monoxide. So this is not carbon monoxide, it is carbon dioxide. So this is also false, yes. Now 7, lime water is a solution of calcium carbonate in water. So lime water is not a solution of calcium carbonate in water, it is a solution of calcium hydroxide in water. So this is also false. Crystallization is used to obtain pure crystals of impure crystals. So this is true, okay. So now number 5, match the statements in column A with those in column B. So coating iron sheets with zinc to prevent rusting. So this is, what is this? Yes, this is galvanization. We have looked at our previous class. A material obtained on melting iron with nickel and chromium. So what is this? This is stainless steel, because during formation of stainless steel, what we see that iron is melted with nickel and chromium. So this is stainless steel. A change in which a new substance is formed A change in which a new substance is formed is known as chemical change. A flaky brown material obtained on the surface of iron, this is rust. A process of obtaining pure crystals from impure crystals, this is crystallization. Yes, so these are very simple. Okay, so these all these things I have already discussed during our class. Now classify the following as a physical and chemical sense. So these are very easy, you can do it yourself, I think. So here are some examples. So among these, which are physical sense and which are chemical sense, you have to write. Okay, so if you have studied the chapter or you have seen my video, then you can clearly answer this. Okay, so this I will not be giving here because these are very easy, you should be able to do it. So you have to write condensation of steam. So it is a physical process or a chemical process, only that much you have to write. Now answer the question. So question number 1, when dilute sulfuric acid or vinegar is added to washing soda, bubbles of colorless gas are formed. So sulfuric acid and vinegar both are acid. Okay, and when during our class we have already seen that when dilute sulfuric acid is added to washing soda, what happens? The colorless gas that is formed is carbon dioxide. So this gas is formed because there is a chemical reaction in which we get a salt. Then what is the salt? The salt that we get is sodium sulfate and water and carbon dioxide. Yes, so I think in your book also in activity 6.7 you have this. Okay, so this is a chemical change. Why chemical change? Because some new products, that is sodium sulfate, water and carbon dioxide gas is formed from the original substance, that was dilute sulfuric acid and washing soda. So this is the thing we have to write. Question number 2, identify both physical and chemical change which takes place when a candle is lighted. Okay, so what happens when a candle is lighted? The physical sense is that the wax which is present in the candle, so candle is made up of wax. Yes, so what happens? The wax starts to melt. Okay, so this melted wax we can again heat it and reshape it to form a new candle. So melting of wax is a physical change. And what is the chemical change? That when we burn or light the candle, what happens? You will also see that some smoke is generated. Yes, some black color smoke is generated. So during this smoke is generated because something is burning. Okay, so the candle is burning and the burning is a chemical change. So the physical change is the melting of the wax, and since during the burning of the candle, what happens? Smoke are generated, and smoke is a mixture of different gases like carbon dioxide. So you will see this is a chemical change. So physical change is the melting of the wax of the candle, and chemical change is the burning which is generating smoke. Okay, now question number 3, setting of milk into curd is a chemical change. Justify the statement by giving 3 reasons. So setting of milk into curd is a chemical change because number 1, the change is completely permanent, because once you get the curd, you cannot get back the milk again. So the change is completely permanent and irreversible. So number 2, the third reason is that a new substance is formed. Yes, so curd is a completely new substance, so that is formed. So I think we have already got the 3 reasons. That is, first is it is irreversible, second is the change is permanent, the third is a new substance is formed. And you again can write one reason, that is, well, if you smell the curd, the smell of milk and curd is completely different. That means a new type of smell you are getting when the curd is formed. Okay, so these are the 4 reasons you can write. You can write any of the 3 of them to for as an answer for this question. That is, first is it is a permanent change, then the change is irreversible, a new substance is formed, and there is a change in the smell, okay, of the product, and which was different from the smell of the milk. Okay, so now question number 4. Explain why tearing a newspaper and burning a paper are two different kind of changes. So why tearing of newspaper is a tearing of newspaper and burning of newspaper are two different kind of changes, because tearing a newspaper is a physical change. So just we have teared the newspaper, but no new substances are formed. Okay, so while tearing a newspaper, only you have torn the newspaper into pieces, but no new substances are formed. But when you burn a newspaper, what you get? So the newspaper is completely burnt and you get ashes. Okay, so black ashes are formed. So that means while burning a newspaper, you get new substance. Again, tearing of newspapers, one you have teared the newspaper, you can again join it using some gum or something. So that means you can get back the original shape of the newspaper. But once you burn the newspaper, you cannot again get back the newspaper. Yes, so burning of newspaper is a irreversible change. So burning of newspaper is irreversible as well as it is a permanent change, and we know that chemical changes are permanent. So that means tearing a newspaper is a physical change and burning a newspaper is a chemical change. Because tearing a newspaper, no new substances is formed, the changes are temporary, it is reversible, whereas burning of newspaper, new substances that are ashes are formed, then this is a permanent change and it is irreversible. That is why this is a chemical change. Number 5. It has been noticed that rusting of iron objects is faster in coastal regions than in deserts. Why? Because in coastal region, what we have oceans, we have seas. So therefore, the amount of water in the air will be higher. So that means the air around the coastal region will be more rich in water vapor. Okay, so that means the air around the coastal region are more moist, whereas air in a desert, so we know that in desert the raining is very less. Okay, so very less amount of rain is obtained, or very less amount of rain falls occur in the desert area. So that means the amount of water vapor in the air in the desert vapor will be less. So that means the air in the desert area will be less moist. Yes, so what we know that for rusting to occur we need moist air. So where the moisture in air will be more, rusting will be occurring at a more higher speed or more faster. That is why coastal regions we see that rusting is higher. And again you can write that in coastal regions we also have oceans and seas, and the water in those areas are also salty, and this salty water also increases the speed of rusting. Okay, so this is the answer, this is the main concept, and you can write your answer in your own words using this concept. Okay, so now question number 6. Describe as clearly as possible how you will obtain pure crystal of copper sulfate from the impure copper sulfate. So this is the crystallization process, so that is also given in your book and I have also explained in my earlier video. So you have to write the crystallization of copper sulfate, the process of crystallization of copper sulfate. So this is the answer for your question number 6. Okay, now state and explain 3 ways of preventing rusting of iron. So what are the 3 ways you can write? You can write oiling and greasing, you can write galvanization, you can write making stainless steel. Yes, so these are the 3 ways, and we have 4 ways. Okay, 4 ways of, we can also use painting, coat of painting in the iron to prevent rusting. So all the 4 ways of preventing rusting I have explained in my earlier video, okay, in my last class. So you can get it and you can write the answer from those videos. Okay, now value based question. Okay, one more thing I am making you clear that value based questions are not important, but only where it is not related to your book. So for example, here you can see that question number 1, what are the values displaced by Anita? So this one you do not require, But what happens to common salt on stirring water? So what we know that when we stir common salt in water, what we get? Solution of common salt. Yes, so that means common salt will be completely dissolved in water. So this is something related to the science and related to the chapter that is in your book. So such type of questions are necessary. Question number 3. Are the changes taking place in 1 and 2 reversible or irreversible? What scientific name is given to the above change? So in question number 2, what we are saying that it is in question number 2, it is dissolving of common salt in water, and dissolving common salt in water is completely a physical change. Yes, it is a completely dissolving a common salt in water and making solution. Okay, so these are completely question number 2, these are completely what? These are completely a physical change. So that is, these are reversible change. The changes occurring here are, one is evaporation and the other one is what we can say that it is dissolving. Okay, so these are the questions and answers that we have in this chapter. Okay, so I think now you will be having no doubts regarding the answers of the question. You will be able to write the answers. Okay, and again I am asking you that if possible, please subscribe my channel so that I can be posting you more videos related to the question answers from inside the chapter. Okay, so I will be making small videos related to the questions inside the chapter, so that are important for your exams. Okay, and I will be posting it in my channel, so that if you will be subscribing my channel, you will be getting regular notification of it. Okay, so that may help you. Okay, so due to this I am asking you to subscribe my channel. So if you want, you can do so. Okay, so this is all for today's class. Thank you.